second part of Love Babz Love Talk. The talking part. Guess who's in the studio with me today? The girlfriends are here. Hi, girlfriends.
Hi.
How
Good morning.
how are you?
We are great. We are excited.
All right, so if you just tuned in, you are listening to Love Babz Love Talk on WNHHLP 103.5 FM, broadcasting live from downtown New Haven. We are streaming live on TuneIn Radio and newhavenindependent.org. We're also streaming live video on Facebook Live. So just go to facebook.com/newhavenindependent and you'll see us. Or go to your own Facebook page and look us up. So they're here today because they're talking about the Kentucky Derby. The girlfriends are doing the Kentucky Derby for May 5th, and it's a luncheon, and they've got a whole bunch of activities ready for us to hear about. So, a couple of things. Who are the girlfriends? What's your story?
All right. Well,
Tell us who you are. Say your name. Shout out your town.
oh, okay. So 3 of us are here now, and there are 42 of us in our chapter here in New Haven. But I am Jackie Randolph.
Hello, Jackie Randolph.
Hi.
I'm Gail Myatt.
Hello, Gail.
And,
Hello.
and Claudette Beeman.
I know Claudette Beeman. Hello, Gail. How are you? All right, so give me some history on the girlfriends.
Well, the New Haven chapter started in 1932.
Whoa.
So this year we will be celebrating our 86th anniversary.
Wow. Woo.
But let me just tell you a little bit about the national group.
Yes, do.
That all began with a lady named Agnes Belore Clark.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that wasn't. Agnes Belore Clark started the local New Haven chapter. But the mother chapter is from New York City.
Okay.
So, and she had a cousin who would belong to the New York chapter. But in New York, one of the women thought, you know, there must be, I think I'd like to get something together and have some fun with my girlfriends. So she called about 7 other girlfriends over, and they started talking, and they talked around at her kitchen table over a pot of soup. And that's kind of our main thing, getting started over a pot of stew.
That's a good story. I like that.
Yep, that's how we all started. And then they said, let's really get organized. And that they did.
Mm-hmm.
That they did. So now we have 40 chapters all over the United States. And as I was beginning to say earlier, the New Haven chapter had a cousin who was in that mother chapter. And she encouraged her to get some of her girlfriends together, which she did. And in 1932, the Girlfriends of New Haven were started. We were the 5th chapter, and then later in 1935, the first 5 chapters got together and we became incorporated.
Wow.
And we really went national. And since that time, the Girlfriends of New Haven have sponsored 2 chapters. In 1935, we sponsored the Springfield, Massachusetts chapter. And then in 1949, we sponsored the Fairfield chapter in Connecticut. And then we co-sponsored one other chapter in 1985 with the Durham chapter, and that was established in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Wow. Nice. How many women are in this whole entity?
We have a little over 1,800 members nationally.
That's not a huge number.
No, it's a sizable group.
But you all have so much impact that you would think you're like thousands of women, like hundreds of thousands of women, because the impact, everybody knows the girlfriends. It's such an elite and respected and honored organization that people just think there's like a gazillion of y'all, but it's not.
Well, when we started, the main thing was to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to promote friendship amongst ourselves and just enjoy each other.
Mm-hmm.
And later on, we did start doing more civically oriented things, which we now do. But we still always do it having fun.
Having fun. Yes, yes, because there's a need for that, particularly with women of color. You know, somehow or other, we just don't get to enjoy a good time without it being attached to some commitment to something or other. So it's good to know the girlfriends exist for that purpose.
You know, I will add that every year we have a national meeting. We call it the conclave. And the New Haven chapter has had 3 conclaves.
Oh, okay.
So we first had one in, let's see, the first one was in 1942. And that was in New Haven.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually had it at the Taft Hotel.
Oh.
And we broke we started something because that was the first time that African Americans, blacks, or I think then we were Negroes, could go to the Taft Hotel.
Wow.
So that really made news here in Connecticut, in New Haven. And everybody was oohing and ahhing about these beautiful black women at the Taft Hotel.
Oh, that's a wonderful story, too.
Yep. So then the second one was in 1956, and that was in Modus, Connecticut, at the Banner Lodge.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've never been to the Banner Lodge, but I heard it was quite nice. And then the third one was in 1978, and that was in our capital, Hartford, Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the New Haven chapter is scheduled to have our next conclave in 2025.
Wow. And where are you going to have it? Do you know?
Well,
Are y'all still working on that?
We're still working on that.
Okay, because that's a little bit of
we
ways.
got a couple of years to
You
go
got some
for
time.
that. Yeah.
All right, so tell me about this connection to the Derby party, because I know there's a history of black people doing the Derby that I think you want to share.
Well, actually, there is a wonderful, wonderful history. You know,
Get closer to the
mic.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
There is a wonderful history, specifically with our African American men with the Kentucky Derby.
You got to stay talking to the mic.
The Derby started back in 1875.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
The Derby actually started back in 1875, and would you believe that 13 of the 15 riders in that first Derby were African American men, were African American reinsmen. And they actually won several times in the upcoming years. Actually, 15 of the Derby's first 28 winnings were African American men. And so that's part of our proud heritage as we are connected to the Kentucky Derby. James Winkfield who was an African American man, was a 2-time Kentucky Derby winner.
Wow.
And also on June 25th in 1980, the 11 African American jockeys who rode a total of 15 Derby winners between 1875 and 1902 were honored. They were honored by the NAACP and the Lincoln Foundation, and there's actually a plaque commemorating that occasion in the Kentucky Derby Museum's collection to this day.
Mm-hmm.
So we are grateful now as a chapter of the Girlfriends to be able to connect with that awesome history and heritage and bring a premier event. And we can call it premier in the sense that it is the first time there will be a Kentucky Derby event like this in Connecticut. So if you're like me and you've never been able to make it to Churchill Downs in Louisville, Connecticut, then you don't have to worry. We're bringing it right to Connecticut, and all you have to do is get ready. And so I can't stop talking yet without talking about the fact that this is really all about fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there is so much going on in the world right now that is not fun. It's very distracting. We are grateful now to say, let your hair down, but put your hats on. Put your hats on and your bow ties and have fun getting ready right now. For those of you who can see, I took a hat that I already had and went to the dollar store and got some fanciful fun things and decorated my hat. And we're encouraging our guests to do the very same thing. We're going to have contests. There's going to be a contest parade. It's going to be so much fun. But you don't even have to wait until you get there. You can start having fun now by planning your outfits and decorating your hat, and come prepared to have a good time. Be prepared to sip on the Girlfriend's version of mint juleps. and sweet tea and iced tea. And our ladies can wear bright and beautiful, colorful dresses. Our men can have on their wonderful seersucker or flashy suits. Get as flashy as you want to be. And bow ties. Decorate your bow ties and come ready to win some contests. And we're going to have fun.
So it's on May 5th, which is the Derby Day, Kentucky Derby Day.
Yes.
And where's it going to be?
It's going to be at the Ariat in Prospect.
Oh, the fancy place.
Fancy place.
The fancy place.
Yes, and we are really looking forward to having a lot of people and just having fun. We're going to party.
Mm-hmm. So now what made y'all decide to do a Kentucky Derby party, aside from the fact that it is deeply rooted in our history as people, but why the girlfriends picked this particular event?
Well, we wanted to do something different. We wanted to do something exciting. We wanted to do something to even honor the memory of the first African Americans who participated in the Derby many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so this seemed like an appropriate event to do something innovative, new, exciting, and fun.
Okay.
And that's really what we're hoping for, that people are going to, we know that they're going to have fun.
They're going to have
really
fun.
what we do.
So do you think that you'll make this an annual event? Like this will become one of your signature events?
I think possibly so. In fact, another reason we picked the Kentucky Derby event is because I say 10 to 12, 15 years ago, the Girlfriends of New Haven did have a luncheon and called it the races. And at that time, we had little mechanical horses on the table, and it was a lot of fun. And in fact, before I became a girlfriend, I had been invited to this affair, and when I thought about the girlfriends, that's what I thought about. Oh, that luncheon with the horses. So this is kind of a flashback. We're updating it to the Kentucky Derby.
I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. So what kinds of things can we expect when we go to the Derby? When we come to your event, we come to the Girlfriends Presents the Kentucky Derby.
Well, once again, you can expect just to see us all dressed in very lively and gay outfits. And we really, really, really want our guests to participate with us. So I can't emphasize enough the emphasis on fun, and the fun starts with your attire.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to see a room filled with around 300 people dressed like this, men and women.
Whoa.
So you'll see that. And then we're also going to have vendors. We're going to have a live band. We will have, as I mentioned, a lot of dancing, a lot of good food. A lot of the men can smoke cigars.
I'm smoking cigars. What are you talking about, men?
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Let me get correct here. Anyone can smoke cigars.
Yes. I will be right out there with them smoking cigars.
We will have a vendor, a cigar vendor.
Oh,
which is
great.
Really great.
And drinking Kentucky bourbon, because that's what I like.
Yes, yes, that's going to be there, definitely.
And so I mentioned that we're going to have what's called a parade and contest. It's actually the Strut for the Roses parade and contest. And so we want all of our guests to come ready to participate in that.
And Kevin Walton is hosting that part for you, right?
Yes, he certainly
My
is.
good friend, Kevin.
So we're excited
Oh,
all the way.
I'm looking
but
forward to
we're
this.
excited about that, too. And so some of the prizes will be won in categories for you can have the biggest hat or fascinator.
Whoa.
The most dapper tie or bow tie.
Oh.
The most outrageous in general. Have fun planning now. The most coordinated couple. And then we'll have the Derby gent and the Derby lady who just do it from head to toe.
Oh, this is going to be so fun.
It is.
This is going to be so
but
much
the fun
fun.
starts now. It starts right now.
Starts now because we're
Getting
planning.
ready, 'cause
So that's
we're
why
getting
we're
ready.
in studio with these big fabulous hats on, because the Kentucky Derby is all about what you wear. That's the biggest, probably the biggest part of the whole thing. People show. If you ever been to Churchill Downs, and I have many years ago, I went when I was a much younger woman. People come dressed up, and they really are into that whole thing. And so it's wonderful to sort of. I honestly did not know our true connection to the Derby history. That we were so much a part of the story. So the races really belong to us too.
Absolutely.
So we're not just
Yes.
y'all are not just like we just taking something from white people and making it
No.
ours.
No.
This is
No.
really our history,
We are all intertwined into this history.
and it's a wonderful thing.
Absolutely. Going all the way back to 1875. We were there at the start. Yes, it is wonderful.
So when you were planning this event, how many people were in the New Haven Girlfriends?
42.
That's a good number. That's a good
42.
working number.
Yeah, and actually in the girlfriends, we are limited to the number of persons we can have. We can really only have, it's up to 30, but that does not include if there's a daughter or a mother of a girlfriend
okay.
who becomes a member.
Okay.
So that's how the numbers can be higher than 30.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
And that's just recent. Several years ago, it was only 25. I mean, the girlfriends want to keep it small and intimate.
Yes. Yes.
And that's how we do that. We don't, it's not everybody can be a girlfriend.
I know, because I'm not one.
But everyone can have fun.
Everybody can have fun.
And
with
I
the
know that
girlfriends.
too, because I have a lot of fun with y'all. So do you think in these days and times that that an organization like the Girlfriends is needed and still thrives?
Well, there are several things that we do to support the community. And as my fellow girlfriends mentioned earlier, while the Girlfriends was started for fun, we now actually moved into a number of civic-minded events and activities. So in the past, we've used the events to help us raise funds for scholarships, the greater New Haven area. We've given money to the Stetson Library to help. Last year, we helped with, gave money to the Reggie Mayo School Library. We are planning this year to give money to CONCAT.
Oh, nice.
Their summer program.
To their summer program.
Oh, that is wonderful.
So we're doing a lot, and we provide a lot of scholarships. So while we're having fun, we're also really ensuring that we support the community in meaningful ways. We helped the NAACP in the past, Sisters Journey, Kids Care, the Urban League, Book Expo. So there are several things that we're doing to support the community while having fun doing so.
And I think that's still at the heart of what you do, right? Like you're not going to like not have a good time because your mission, your whole existence is about women coming together having a good time.
Right.
So now what do y'all do with these men? What happens to the men? Husbands and boyfriends and
Well, actually, they're included. They are an integral part of our organization. So we're the girlfriends, and they are our boyfriends. And they're very supportive, and they come to our events, and they're a part of it.
they are, and they're good. Good.
They're wonderful.
Oh, that's wonderful.
They're as wonderful as we are.
And they even look forward to going to our national meeting.
Really?
Because whoever's hosting it also has a whole separate activity list for
men.
our boyfriends.
For the boyfriends.
Right.
Nice.
So if the girlfriends are in a meeting, because we do have to carry on some business.
Yes.
If we're doing, they are out on the golf course or playing tennis or whatever is around the area that we are meeting in. They have a whole planned activity, and then in the evenings we all come together.
That's wonderful. I love this concept. All right, so how do people find y'all? Like, do you have a website? Do you have an email? If people listening to us today were like, I want to go to that, how do they find out?
Well, we do have a website, and we do have a link that you can click on to buy tickets. So it's Eventbrite. Yes,
Okay.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Eventbrite is nice. Everybody gets to handle their own business, and you all get to reap the benefits of that. So what's the website?
Let's see.
Okay, so this is the Eventbrite link. I can give you the information about that. One of the best ways to find out about the Kentucky Derby luncheon right now is just to contact a girlfriend.
Okay.
We're all over the place.
Okay.
So definitely contact any of us. And then we also have the link. Okay, our website is www.nhgfinc.com.
Okay. Good. And through there they can link through and get tickets or whatever.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to say yes to that.
Now, do you find that people look forward to your events? Because your events are well attended.
Well, were you able to participate in our Christmas event? I think so. Christmas
Yes,
party.
that was my. I was just telling them on my last set. I was like, of all the Christmas parties I went to last year, and I went to 1,000,000 of them, that was by far my favorite party.
Good.
It was my. I'm not kidding you. It was my favorite party. I loved it so much. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to everything, whatever they do, I'm going, because it was so well done. And it just made me feel so happy, and it felt so glamorous. Do you know what I mean? Like I love that level of glamour and attention. So I had such a good time.
And we hear that all the time. And I can speak as someone who's relatively new to the chapter, and Claudette too. We're both new, and we're following now, and with our leaders here. But I was invited to their events prior to becoming a girlfriend, and I had the same reaction and reception that you did. It was just, why wouldn't you want to be a part of it?
Right. It's so well done.
Why would you not come to one of these events? That becomes a question. Why would you not? And if you didn't know, because the fun is obvious, but now hearing, if you didn't already know, that we do support civic activities as well, that's even all the more reason to support our function, because we're having fun, but it's fun with a purpose that helps others as well.
Last year, we celebrated our 85th anniversary. It was a huge event, but the thing that we heard consistently was how much folks enjoyed themselves.
I really did. I really did. And I think that was my first event.
Oh, okay.
And then I came to another event in the spring. Did you have something in this? I know it was something because I bought a hat. I think that was.
So in the spring we had the 85th anniversary.
That was the 85th.
That's where I was. I was at that. I bought a hat, and I'm going to wear it for the Derby. I've been saving this hat for just this moment. I'm ready. So you were going to say, my dear?
Oh, I was just going to say at our Christmas parties, we also will get gift cards that we give out to the community. And I think about 3 years ago, we also, as we invited our guests to the Christmas party, we asked them if they would bring a non-perishable item, and we helped to fill food pantries in the local area.
Okay.
So even again, as we have fun, we don't forget our neighbors.
Okay. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. But Black women, we don't forget anybody. So I mean, even if we're having a good time, it's always in the back of our minds to sort of be supportive and helpful. And the girlfriends sort of do that work. So
I kind of think that's how we may have migrated from being totally social to then becoming community service. You can't get a group of us together, even and having fun, without of us eventually coming to the point that we need to reach out and help someone else. That's just what we do as women. It's what we do as African American women. We do like to have fun. We feel the need to have fun, but we also have inherent within us the need to reach out, and we do.
And we've had a number of corporations assist us. So in our efforts, we have a lot of sponsors.
Okay, so you do have some corporate partnerships or sponsors that sort of believe in the work. Well, that's because y'all are influential. Because, that's a good thing.
It is a good thing. So Yale New Haven Hospital is one of our sponsors for upcoming Derby. Yale University, Key Bank, New Haven Community Foundation, ACES, Center on the Green.
Make an adjustment.
I know he's trying to keep these hats on. Trying to keep these hats on on top of these headsets. Listen, I know. I'm struggling too. I'm like I'm trying to be cute and not look like a farmer.
You're doing it well.
But we've had a number of the corporations, and over the years we've had a lot of sponsors because I think they value the work of the girlfriend. addition to supporting the event, they know that we're committed to helping the community.
Absolutely.
And so they're providing us some additional funding to allow us to do some of these other pieces.
Oh, that's
We're
wonderful.
pretty happy about that.
And we
Yeah.
can certainly say if there are any other corporations or companies out there who want to join in, we are absolutely still accepting sponsorships. So just contact us and let us know.
How are ticket sales going? I know once people found out that y'all were doing a derby party, I know the excitement must have just ran. You know, people just sort of like, oh.
Ticket sales are going, and we are just encouraging people to not delay, not wait. It's we say May 5th, and people go, oh, we got time. But no, we need you to go ahead and buy those
Buy your tickets. Yes,
Buy
get
those
your tickets.
now.
Get your
Yes,
tickets and be
absolutely.
ready.
And I guess we should say that so you can go and get your tickets on the Eventbrite website link. Also, if you prefer to mail in, the tickets are $75. And I mean, if you think about all we're going to do, that is, and
this
use
is
part of those proceeds.
I don't know how you do it for $75, but y'all are doing it.
Well, we do need people to buy the tickets.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
That's kind of necessary. So
Now you all have women who are part of other organizations. Does that
yeah.
that helps, right?
Gosh,
Yes, this is not. This
'Cause
is
I
not
know.
all we do.
Listen, I'm a Delta, and I got sorors who are girlfriends. Michelle Turner, her mother, right? I think her
Right,
mother's.
yes,
Right,
yes.
So and then there's other women who are on other organizations. So there's a lot of
Yes.
there's a lot of intersection crossover
Yes.
kind of stuff.
Yes, it is.
So, and I think that probably helps elevate, because I don't think there's nothing else going on as grand as this for the spring so far. I haven't
We
seen
like
it.
to think so.
Yeah.
So can I mention a couple of things? that are
Yes.
Just basic. Whoa, there goes the hat.
That's all right. You can take, you know what? If you guys want to take them off, feel free.
Well, I don't.
All right.
I
Okay.
want to make it work.
Then make it work. Make it work.
But
We
I
all-
might have to because it's slipping and sliding.
Make
all
it
over my
work.
head. Let's see if we can do this here. But if you would like to mail your check, I'm going to hold my head and talk because that's what we do. We do 10 things at one time. You can mail your check make your check out to New Haven Girlfriends. And I'm going to say this nice and slowly for all of those who are writing down because I know you want to get those checks in. Post Office Box 3780. Post Office Box 3780, New Haven 06525. And we mentioned that we're going to have cigar smoking opportunities. We're going to have mint juleps. But we're also going to have some great food. So you'll be able to choose from, let's see, prime rib,
Whoa.
chicken chardonnay, stuffed shrimp, and for those who don't want no meat, you can have vegetable lasagna.
All right.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Yep.
That's
We're
pretty
offering
fancy.
All sorts of choices.
Pretty fancy.
Plus,
Plus.
I have to add, we're going to have about 10 to 12 vendors.
Oh.
So there you can shop till you drop
Mhm.
or shop until you come on a dance floor, like we
So-
like to say.
So this is going to be like a real day party kind of thing.
Oh, it is.
Right. Yes.
Yes.
Fun,
Yes.
fun. Just think fun.
Yes.
Let that be your word.
Listen, I came last spring. I had a good time. Listen, I'm there.
And we really want people to come prepared to dance, prepared to party, because
Yes.
that's going to be our big thing, as we've done in the past.
So think
Right.
about the shoes you're gonna
Yes.
wear.
Yes.
Listen,
Yes.
come ready to get on that dance floor.
Yes.
And Aria is a beautiful place.
It is.
You know, it's beautiful and it's large and it's grand. You know, so people are gonna feel really special coming to a place like that for an event like this.
Come ready to strut your stuff.
Right, right.
Now, are y'all coordinating? Do the girlfriends all wear the same outfits, or y'all gonna be participating in just sort of like wearing different things? Are y'all coordinating, or are y'all?
Well, we're going to
What?
wear different things. We are following in the tradition of the color theme of red with black and white,
Okay.
which is why I have my little red stuff on my head here.
Because
But
the
we're all-
Kentucky Derby is also, it's known as the race to roses.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. The
Yeah.
race to the roses. Okay, so that'd be nice. So y'all are taking some of that
Right.
and adding it to your day, to your
But
to
everyone
your
is free to wear
whatever they
whatever
want,
colors
as long as they
want
come
to.
dapper
Right.
and sharp, and
Colorful. The more colorful, the better.
the more colorful, the better.
And ready to party.
All right, now I
Right.
got to step. Now the pressure is on. I got to step up my game. Oh Lord, the pressure is on.
Fun pressure.
No, it is fun pressure because I get to go look for a new dress or something, or a pantsuit or something. I was like, I gotta wear something because these women gonna come right.
But I can guarantee you that most of us could shop our closets, and especially if we're encouraging creativity, you can put together anything.
That's true.
So if you don't want to go buy something new, you really don't have to.
Yeah, I
You can just
guess.
go
I guess you're right.
Go dig around.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we want you to decorate your hats. As Gail mentioned earlier, you get to the dollar store and you buy whatever they have in the dollar store, and you come
Stick it on there.
as outrageous as you want to be, as comfortable as you want to be. You could have roses hanging from your hat. You could have all kinds of things on your hats.
I actually looked online just to see some of the creative ideas for
Mhm.
hats, and I saw one lady with a hat that she made from Kentucky Fried Chicken buckets.
You-
Not my
I'm
style. Not my style.
I'm like, all right.
But-
I'm
but
trying to
it
figure
was
that
right.
out. I'm
She
like,
took a Kentucky a Kentucky Fried Chicken
bucket
turned it upside down, and then she had the little smaller containers
hanging off of it.
Off of that, she did, and that was her hat.
Well, I'm not going to
Got
do
her
that.
I won't either. I will not either. Trust me, but that does demonstrate
but
the
I-
range of
yes.
creativity.
And if you show up to the girlfriends with a
That won't
bucket
happen.
on your head, I'm gonna stare at you and like and roll my
it does
eyes so
garner
hard.
attention if you want attention.
Well, you know what? Yes, that will do it. So, but no, because y'all sisters know they gonna come. People gonna come shop.
yeah.
Yes.
They gonna come shop,
Absolutely.
and I bet you there'll be some hat vendors there. So if you don't
Oh,
come with a hat,
definitely.
Yes.
you
There
can
will
get
be.
one.
Yes.
Yes, 'cause
Definitely there will be hat vendors.
I know one thing. I'm not gonna leave without another hat. I'm gonna get a hat.
There you go.
That's actually my plan too.
I think all of us will be hat shopping.
I was like, let me make sure my money is right and I'm not
Right.
late, because I bought my hat last year. I circled and circled around. I circled around this hat, and I thought, I don't know. It's big. I don't know. And I just finally said, forget it. I'm getting this hat.
the one you
I-
have on.
No. The
Oh.
one that I'm gonna wear to the Derby that I bought. Oh no. This is my little church hat. I wear this
Oh,
to
I
church.
love
But
that. That's
thank
beautiful.
you. But this is not Derby ready. This hat is not Derby. This is, it's just, it's got some decoration, but this ain't Derby
Yes.
ready.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
My other hat is Derby ready.
Okay.
We love your
Okay.
spirit. We absolutely love
Yes.
your spirit.
Oh, and I'm going to be the MC for the event.
That's right.
Yay! And it's not even a long event, so I get to say like maybe a sentence or two, and then the party happens. So,
Yes.
I'm excited. So me and Kevin Walton up there doing our thing, and it'll be fun. It'll be such a good day. I'll drink some
Yeah.
Kentucky bourbon, have a couple of cigars.
Did we actually mention the time? That is from
What
11
time is
it's
it?
from
That would be helpful.
That might be helpful. It's from 11:30 to 4.
Woo, that's a long day and a good day.
Right.
I will be
What
right
is-
there.
What is the saying that the Kentucky the race is the most exciting 2 minutes?
Yes.
in sport? So we're gonna give you the most exciting 4.5 hours in all of Connecticut on that day. That's what we're presenting.
Now, will y'all be screening some of the Kentucky Derby or no?
Well, we're still looking into that, but probably not. I think the timing wise is not going to be
Right
conducive
up with
to that.
yes.
So we thought about maybe, because they always have other races too.
Yes.
Maybe we can do that, but that's right now we haven't pulled it all together.
Mhm.
But
Well,
we're creating
right.
an atmosphere.
You create the
an
atmosphere.
atmosphere that will
If
represent
you're watching
the
TV,
Derby.
you are
Right.
boring. Then we're not gonna watch. We're gonna party.
Right. We're gonna
Right.
be too busy dancing.
And they're
Yeah.
gonna dance. Gonna
Right.
dance.
And
now,
parading
and
our
parading.
hats and the men in their seersucker suits and their bright colored shirts and
I hope
Yeah,
they
bow
show up.
ties.
I
I
will mention
want
that
to see them show
my
up.
boyfriend just ordered and got his seersucker suit. He is not a seersucker suit guy. but he now owns one.
And we know that Kevin Walton is gonna come really.
Oh, you know Kevin.
decked out
Listen,
and ready.
he's a Q and he's a bow tie wearer. Like, what else could you ask for, right?
Right,
He's gonna be, I know he's gonna be ready. So I'm looking forward to seeing all these brothers dressed up in this particular way. I think it's gonna be elegant and lovely, and who knows, you might start a little trend with the seersucker wearing suit thing for the summer.
That's right.
I want to see him beyond the Kentucky Derby party. Like, I want to see you all out there. So.
And even for those men who may not want to wear a bright colored suit or seersucker, really get your bow ties, decorate them as much as you can, or your regular ties.
Yes.
Do something funky to them so that you come ready to just be a part of the parade and excitement.
This is an opportunity to step outside of the comfort zone.
Absolutely.
And to have fun doing it.
So who's the musical talent? Can you say who's performing?
It's a band
We can
that's
say
really good. We can say it's a full band that's really very good.
You just touched upon a detail we don't remember.
Okay, all right. There's going to be music, people. There's going to be
it's going
to be a live
band,
and
it is an absolutely great band.
That's added to
And
the
it's
mystery.
On the tip of my tongue.
That's all right. Come.
But
come
in this interim, I'd like to say that we also spotlight scholarship, and we have actually, just to give you a little background, the National Girlfriends is called the Girlfriend Fund, and typically organizations will give scholarships for that year, the first year, their freshman year. But the Girlfriend Fund, if you apply and are accepted for one of our scholarships, which is $1,500 nationally, you are also eligible for the next 3 years. So all 4 years of your college time,
you could get some scholarship money.
Right. Yes.
Oh, I don't think anybody does that.
So I don't want to forget that. And the New Haven, each chapter can submit only one person.
Okay.
So the New Haven chapter right now, we have 2 scholars. Mm-hmm. And we actually featured them at the 85th anniversary. Mm-hmm. We gave them a spot in the program just to talk about what
I remember that. Yes.
So we are really quite proud of that. And we're waiting at the end of our seats now to see if the one we submitted this year will also be an applicant that's accepted.
Oh, wonderful.
We will find that out at our national meeting, the conclave, in May.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Well, you have to call me up and let me know how that all played out, because I'd want to know, and I could talk about it on the radio. It's like, the girlfriends did this, that, and the other thing.
We are the 2 scholars we have now are Alexa Eason and Calasia Claxon. Calasia is at UConn.
Oh, okay.
So she often will come to our events, and we can let the girlfriends get to know her, and her get to know the girlfriends.
That's nice. That's nice. I like when, because college is so expensive, and whatever these organizations can do to sort of help offset the cost, even if it's just a couple of books, that really makes a huge difference.
Right, and she told us that with our scholarship, it allowed her to take some stress off of her of having to get a little job on the side.
Yeah.
And concentrate on her studies.
Yep.
So, that's all good.
That's all good. That's all good. So, well, I'm excited about May 5th at 11:30. You said 11:30?
11:30.
11:30 to 4. And out there at Aria, the girlfriends are presenting their version of the Kentucky Derby.
Yes.
And so come be ready to be fly, dress up. Listen, if you don't come dressed up, you're going to look out of place. Because everybody's going to be sharp, 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 sharp. So don't feel like, because you know how people do. Oh, I don't know if I don't know if I want to dress up because I don't know if anybody else is going to dress up. And they feel some kind of way, they feel funny about stepping out in that sort of big way. But if you don't, you're going to get there and you're going to stand out for not showing out.
And we hope that folks will be comfortable enough to participate in the parade.
Oh, you
Not
know.
just come.
Are you kidding
right?
me?
Yes.
And there are prizes.
You're going to have to keep people out of that line.
Okay,
There
good.
are prizes for that contest. Yes.
It'll be great because you know at the Deltas we do a mask ball in the fall. We do it with the Omegas,
Yes.
and we do a mask parade too. And you can't keep people out of that
Yes,
line. I mean, it's
that's
just
right.
and people show up with the most
They
elaborate
do.
There you are.
mask that you've ever want to see, and
Yeah.
you're like, it's a mask, but
How'd
and
you do
it's
that?
just woo, you know. So
That's what we're
listen.
doing.
People are gonna show up in hats, and they're gonna be like, woo. So
Be ready to eat, drink,
and
dance,
be merry.
and
Yes.
dance.
And
Yes,
be
I'm looking
merry.
forward to it. So I got to find the right shoe.
Yes, yes. So you can stay on the dance
So I can
floor
stay on the
with
dance
all of us.
Absolutely.
You know, or something, because I don't want to step out my shoes. I want to finally wear some shoes that I could just be in. And then my hat situation is right, so now I got coordinated out. I'm ready. Look at me, I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm
all
ready.
right.
Well, girlfriends, thank you so much for coming
Thank you for
today.
having us.
It was such
Wow.
a joy to have you all to talk about this wonderful event, and I hope ticket sales go off the rails,
We do too.
We do
We
too.
off the rails, off the rails. So
We know they will.
yes, and so
Especially after this show.
that's right. So people are watching, and people will, you know, people are saying, "Great hat, thank you, thank you." So, people are in the little chat room saying, "Nice hat." So yeah, and we'll upload this and we'll send it around all day today, and it'll play again at 5:00, and so people will hear it, and it'll be great.
Fantastic.
Thank y'all.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
This was wonderful.
Oh, it was wonderful. I love having every minute of this. I can't wait. All right, Harry, we're about to bounce up out of here, the girlfriends and myself. And stay tuned for the pundits up next at about 11 o'clock. And thank you, girlfriends.
Thank,
Thank
you.
you.
Oh my gosh, I cannot.